how ACO and PPC can really shape go-to-market strategy.
Right now, I think AI agentic, of course, this is a game changer.
If I need to have a good tool, I will always find the best.
AI is not killing SEO, but AI is changing SEO.
How potentially you can be listed over there.
I think that right now it's black box. We only can imagine.
Hello, everyone. My name is Juliana Matyashowska, and I am a go-to-market strategist. We have a podcast channel, TechBridge, and today we would like to welcome you in our ACO go-to-market podcast together with Pavlo Lysyy. Pavlo, please introduce yourself.
Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. My name is Pavlo Lysyy. I'm a co-founder and CTO of Panem digital agency. What exactly we are doing, this is already maybe 10 years. We are making SEO, we are making pay-per-click advertising, and we are making social media advertising. So we're driving these 3 channels for more than 500 customers right now in our agency. And we already, from our historical point, we already served more than 2,000 companies. So we are trying and we are doing for our customers support when they go to the market, when they're doing go-market strategy. And we are running these channels in a smart way. So we are everything doing from the analytical perspective, firstly. So we are doing smartly SEO and pay-per-click.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think we are working with you already for 4th or 5th project together, and we just met each other first time last year, like physically. Before we always had an online introduction, online meeting. So it's really interesting how it's organized. So when I'm going from one company to another and I need ACO agency, I always call you because I do believe your team is doing a really great job. Yeah, and that is why, like as we are doing this now, I am building go-to-market strategies for B2B startups. Either they are launching a new product or they would like to do some expansion in different markets. That is why for me it's really interesting today to discuss how ACO and PPC can really shape go-to-market strategy, how you can help companies to scale, even companies to understand where they can go to, how they can shape their offering and product, because I do believe it's a lot of opportunities to learn from a market from a PPC and ACO perspective.
It's a good question. First of all, probably we had a huge experience working with the startups because this is one of our focus audience. And what we mentioned for the years of work, that lots of startups in the beginning, when they have the good idea and they implement this idea, firstly, they do not research the demand. And it's the biggest issue. And lots of startups start to do this activity when already MVP is already ready. And they already spend some money, some effort, some time on this. And usually what we are starting from, and first what we could help the startups in the beginning, this is demand research and demand discovery. Because how you can discover, do the people need your product or not? The mostly simple way how you can do it, this is to making keyword research. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of tools, special tools that is using in a standard classic SEO, like Ahrefs, SEMrush, SEO ranking. So these tools allow us to make the keywords research in a way that we can collect all possible keywords, mm-hmm. how people could search this tool, and we can measure the search volume of these keywords. And the search volume, this is very interesting parameter because the search volume, first of all these tools measure in the search volume during the year, mm-hmm. and they show you the average of a year. And this search volume could also show you, do this demand increasing or dropping. And also you can see the market volume, and based on all of these keywords, you could understand how many traffic you can bring to your website. And After this, you make standard mathematical operations to understand, for example, if you know that average on the market, you have like a 3% or 5% of conversions from the traffic, general traffic, you can calculate that. For example, you have the cluster of keywords. This cluster of keywords have averagely like 50,000 search volume. And you can make the prognosis. If you will take the top one position in Google, you can get approximately the half of these visitors on your website. And simply it's 25,000. And from this 25,000, you can make a calculation of how many conversions you can get it. So using a simple mathematic and usually using the search volume, you can even make like some calculations of your profitability, how many people can join your product, and how many people can try your product. So this is from where these startups have to start.
It's really interesting because I'm mainly working with the tech startups, and my background also is a tech industry. And we always start to think about the technical capabilities, how we can solve some problem from a technical perspective. And before, I always had a clue that, okay, if we are launching the product, we need to be best of the best to show this like a customer values and so to solve his problems. But then I realized it's not, if no one can Google us, all these things about the great technical product, it's not worth it, because we cannot get the traffic, we cannot get the users to try and then to love our product. That is why when I start to work with you guys, I understood a little bit that, okay, that's great, we are shaping the product, we understand the value, but actually, the question is how to get this traffic, how to generate the demand, and how to outreach people from a PPC or directly, really different strategies, how to showcase our product for the potential users. And it's the thing now I tell every startup, you need first to understand the market, to research actually your competitors, because sometimes our direct competitors are different from an SEO perspective and from a value perspective. That is why I also like your reports regarding like, this is your SEO competitors in this market. And then a lot of startups realize, okay, we even don't know about these players. And they understand that, okay, we need to extend our competitors' review and observations, because, we choose the different competitors they actually are on the market.
Yeah, it's by the way, this is quite standard situation. When the customers fill in the briefs and they have the field show your competitors and write your competitors, and usually they're writing not this competitor that is playing in a search. Because when we make the basic keyword research and when we try to find the main competitors in a Google search and we send this to the customers, they're saying, oh, this is not our competitors, but they are taking the first places. One more thing that I forget to explain, this is very interesting, that you mentioned that, for example, if the startup running on the market and the niche is already full, or when the niche already have some players, it's quite understandable how to move forward. But when you have the idea, we had a few times such kind of customers when they build a totally new idea, and you don't have the way how you can measure the demand, because nobody know that this is possible. And in this way, how SEO could help them. And it's very interesting, because what we are doing usually, we try to, all the startups or all the ideas, all the tools have some kind of features. And this is very interesting situation, because you can take every feature as a separated way people can join your startup. And in general, because for example, this startup that I remember, it was very interesting. It was like a virtual witness. And it was virtual witness, and it was like a special tool that allow you to make the video on the phone. And when you use this app, this video recorded in a super secured, super saved server, and nobody can make the changes on this server. And the way what they try to do, it was a Canadian startup. They go to the courts and they ask them, could they take these videos on the courts? And they say, yeah, we can, but if you will approve that nobody can change it. And when we start to make the keyword research, nobody know that this virtual witness could be used. And nobody search like a virtual witness tools. But you know where they find the first customers? It was realtors.
Oh.
It was the realtors that rent the apartments, and they make the video before they rent the apartment and after.
Okay.
And make the comparison. And if something was broken or something like this, and they told to the customers, okay, guys, let's use both of these tools. We film, we make the recording of this, how the apartments, what the situation right now is in the apartments. And after this, when you will go out of these apartments, we will compare. So, and right now, the biggest amount of his customers is from real estate.
It's really interesting because I do believe the startup had completely different perspective on their customers. You mentioned court, maybe they were thinking about some governmental organizations, but in the end, when they went to the market, they really understand different product market fit. I think no one would think in the beginning that realtors or like renting facilities can be a good client for
people
this.
search this because we make the evaluation that one of the feature when nobody can change the video.
Okay.
And this was exactly the request that the real estate agents have. That they can make the video that nobody can change.
Okay.
So it's interesting because SEO solving this issue. When you have all the features, you can split your startup or your tool or your startup on a different types of features, and every feature could have a separated keywords. And this keyword search volume could be the point from where you can start.
We have this, like I also had a really interesting topic at Cinto when we cooperated. So like I will just give a perspective for the audience. Cinto, it's AI-generated synthetic data startup. And they are really solving the problem of using the security data for analytics, because as they are mainly working with a healthcare governmental organization, it's really hard to use data as is. So they need to augment it, to clean it, to hide, to anonymize kind of in a new way. And we always were stressing on AI synthetic data, and we always speak with the customers who we assumed are really innovative, and they want to try this new approach of data manipulation to leave all properties and all interesting insights in the data, but this data is not it's anonymized in a way. And when we did ACO optimization with you guys, we understood that it's really small amount of people know about this approach, that you can do data anonymization or data identification with AI-generated synthetic data. And then we understand that, okay, we have really big market with masking data, identified data, anonymized data. And then we started to increase these articles to work with the keyword clusters. And then we get big amount of people who are going to our website, and we started to get a lot of ready to use and ready to buy customers, but they usually start with anonymization. And one more trick, what we did like a localization for 17 different languages. And then we realized, okay, we have a lot of potential clients from Germany, and they usually use anonymization. But for example, in the United States, they really like de-identification. So we really understand like how huge market is. Even we thought about it, and then we took into account and put this into our go-to-market strategy. And after 20 articles, we really had a high ranks in Europe and United States. I don't know how we went, appeared to be honest, in anonymization in a first page. It's a question to you guys. Because I think in a couple of months, we already started to be ranked in the United States as a top 10 anonymization tool. It gives us a startup like a new level and new opportunities, because we started to get a lot of traffic, and people are really searching for the tools. And what was really I was amazed why. I always thought, okay, I'm working in enterprise, and if I need to have a good tool, I will always find the best. So I will go to Google, to friends, whatever. I will compare all features and I will choose the best tool. In reality, people Google, they find first 5-10 companies, they contact these companies and they choose from these companies. I never thought that people are not doing the proper research, to be honest.
This is interesting, of course, but my point is that yes, people searching, and lots of people simply don't have a time to compare all features. And even, for example, if you will take, if this is startup, if this is software, and you can use such websites like a Software Advice, Capterra, G2, and you can read the reviews, right? But again, how many times it will clap from yourself to read all reviews in a Capterra? You have to do a very huge home exercise to compare all features, to compare the tools, to understand what the tools will be the best for your needs. And in this case, yes, I agree with you that usually how this is happening, people searching, people trust to the reviews, websites, reviews articles, when you have some good article placed in a Forbes, for example, on a Tech Radar, when it's trusted website, and you read the article top 10 tools for best productivity, right? For best personal productivity. And on this listicle, you've seen the first 3 tools, and probably the biggest amount of people believe that these 3 tools it's the best in a reason that the author of this article did the home exercise and made the comparison of all the features and etc. But it's not true.
Yes.
Because usually the first places in the such listings are selling by money. And simply the websites, startups, tools are paying money for the authors of such kind articles to be placed in this top 10. This is what something would be a name and link insertion. And what it means? It means that you never know. You should try by yourself. And when you try something, that's why, for example, I believe that the biggest part of startups should have the freemium model, because when you have to pay money starting from the day one of using the tool, this is not something that make me happy, because I want to try the tool. I want to look on the interface. I want to try how fastly it's working, how useful it's. In this case, I think that the freemium model, this is the best model for startups. All these things, this is exactly what's caring about. And to be placed in the listicles, to be visible on the top 10, to find the new entry points, because this anonymization and the identification, this is exactly something what we are naming in entry points. Because usually people start from something, try with something, and after that they extend their business activities with your tool, or buy the more extended package, or go to another services.
Yeah, I think it's, every project, it's really broader my horizons, what I can start from. And sometimes customers also come to me and tell, oh, we would like to do SEO optimization, and we need a marketer to understand how and where to go. And I always tell, SEO is perfect, but let's answer some first questions, like, do you know really your competitors? Do you really have a good comparison between features, do you really know your customers? Like, have you spoke with them? And ACO, for sure, it's a great tool. But first of all, you need to understand really good your market to do the research. And I do believe in case of Synto, it also was a good thing that first we planned the marketing and expansion stages first. And then we allied ACO, for sure, together with a really nice content agency. Because always when I was writing to Raccoon, they was like, oh my God, these briefs, they are so hard. They have so much amount of a keyword, of a structure. It's so hard. It's so hard to work with you guys, you know. And then I was honest and I told that, you know, the content itself, it's not solving any problems. If we are not aligning the content with the strategy and with good ACO briefs, it's just useless.
I agree with you 100%, and I could say even more that right now in today's times, we can even say that our briefs become even more complicated. Why this is happening? Because new players on the SEO market, new players in our life, all these AI agents, and some new things it's happening in SEO. And one of those new thing is something we are naming answer engine optimization. And what it means? It means that from my personal feeling, right? Because I'm in SEO starting from 2008, and I passed with Google all his updates, when the game changers happening, and etc. And right now, I think AI agentic, of course, this is a game changer, and the content that should be predicated right now, it's very close, by my personal feeling, to the 2-3 years ago we had the trend when big, huge guides was really respected by Google. When you had like a huge guide with 15,000, 20,000 words, and this guide was extremely not a completely structured. You have a table of content, you mention every question that is related to the topic, and all of these questions had a very exact answers. And for example, if you look right now on this trend, answer engine optimization, it means that the content should answer directly on different questions that is related to the topic. Mm-hmm. And this content that you should prepare right now is very similar to this guide. But one difference is that in the beginning of this content, you should answer on the main question. When you start with the main topic, how to do SEO in 2025, and for example, you should on the first part of your content should contain direct answer on this. Mm-hmm. Short, understandable, without water, but very exact direct answer. And after this, you can run the table of content. You can run the different questions that will contain the different parts of these answers. So what parts SEO right now is contained, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and every part you describe separately, and what these answer engines, generative engines, what they are doing, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google Overview, everybody. So they take in the pieces of your content and use to generate the answers, because as right now we understand one of very strong SEO woman, Olesa mentioned me in my Facebook post that, for example, 70% of answers in a Google AI is synthetically generated. But anyway, to generate these answers, they should use some basic content. Mm-hmm. So in this case, this answer engine optimization right now is like the new level of content briefs, new level of content building. And this is something that is the next step of this.
Yeah, I think I have really one proactive question that recently a lot of conversations about that AI, it's killing ACO because no one will Google. I'm not sure it's a true, but how do you see this industry is changing in terms of people's searching behavior, and how you can understand, these rules and how game is changing to adapt your organization into this?
Good question. Of course, the SEOs, people who is doing SEO, we have to study all the time. And this is something that is happening starting from 2012 when Google runs the first core update. And starting from this point, all the time we need to learn something new, to make the experiments, and etc. I think we have approximately the same situation right now. That is, AI is not killing SEO, but AI is changing SEO. And first, what we've seen that, of course, AI systems decrease the amount of informational search traffic. And for example, we have a very understandable statistic data from the biggest players in the world. For example, that Wikipedia dropped in I don't know, 10 billion visits. For example, Forbes dropped in 100 billion visits. So we see very understandable statistic data that ChatGPT, all the LLM systems have a direct influence on the informational traffic. A little bit less they influence on the generic traffic, because we usually, from SEO perspective, we separate all traffic on the three types. It's like informational traffic, and it's this is everything that when you are searching what is, how to, and etc. Generic traffic, this is something that you could not specify with the intent, right? Mm-hmm. When you simply run when you simply write synthetic data. What do you want to get from this request? So what is synthetic data or synthetic data services? The search engine do not understand. That's why we identify these types of search queries like a generic and transactional. So of course, the less influence it have on a generic, because people usually use more exact search queries in LLM systems, because they explain what they need in a more direct way. Mm-hmm. And generic traffic also dropped, but not so a lot of. And the mostly small amount influence they have the systems on transactional traffic. But it's right now, because I believe that we know that ChatGPT start already work with the product feeds, for example. And they even build a form on an OpenAI website when you can send them your product feed from the merchant, and they can scan and work with your products. And I believe they prepare in their ads activities, because this is a way how can they monetize so big traffic. And but right now we can say 100% that the less influence we've seen. This is e-commerce website. They have the commercial transactional traffic when you search some companies, prices, all the keywords that contain commercial intent. And this is something where you have to build the biggest efforts. This is transactional traffic. But from other perspective, the mentions in a AI overview, for example, Google, when you search something and Google mention you in an AI overview, and this AI overview is the way how people trust them. It's amazing, because they think that this is totally true. When AI overview mentioned you in the super beginning, mm-hmm. people believe this 100%. And the traffic from this AI overview mentions are really trustful. And what it means? It means that AI overview usually is showing under the Google Ads.
Yep.
And
first line.
Yep, yep. First line. And I believe this will continue. And this is exactly the reason why you should want to be placed in an AI overview. And right now, in the Panem, we have so a lot of requests from our customers that is saying, okay, guys, we understand. Classic SEO, it's cool. We have a traffic, we have conversions, everything is fine. But we think that the traffic is going down in the reason of people taking the answers from these AI overviews. And we want to be mentioned in these AI overviews for the first.
Do you know how to be there? Do you know the logic, or how potentially you can be listed over there?
I think that it's right now it's black box. We only can imagine, but we have some correlations, and this is, by the way, one of the reason why the lots of times agencies more preferred with an internal team or freelancers, because in the agency we have lots of customers. It means that we have a lot of data, and for example, it's a huge sin not to use this data. And of course, understanding how different customers going forward with this overviews, we can build our correlations and understanding. For example, we have our old customer, it's not customer already, it's partner, and it's systems that help people migrate from one help desk system to another help desk system. And more than 8 years we worked together, maybe 8 years. And I know, for example, that we built every article approximately in the internet that had any visibility or traffic about this topic, we placed here.
Okay.
We placed on this article. And right now, every query that you will ask Perplexity, ChatGPT, Claude, Llama, I don't know, Grok, about how to migrate from Freshdesk to Zendesk will contain the mention of our customer.
Okay, so actually who invested in SEO and investing now will be the higher possibility to be placed, right, in these AI overviews, in a LLM answers?
Yes, but one more specific point is here placed, because when you are doing classic SEO, for example, and you are building backlinks, usually you're starting from cheap backlinks, right? Mm-hmm. Because the main objective is to increase the domain authority, and you just use these backlinks that have some traffic, some visibility, but not so expensive. But here the trick is that, for example, when we are working with such types of customers, we have a good amount of such customers. In the reason that they are doing SEO so longly, they already use all possible cheap placements, and they have to go to the more expensive placements. And this is like the next step of link building, when you combine link building with the PR activities. And my point of view is that this is exactly what is influencing of visibility exactly in the LLM systems, because they usually use listicles, trusted websites to take the data about the search results, because I think they don't have the evaluation criteria, and they simply use these listicles and some review articles to collect the answers. And they are simply translating these answers and sending these answers to the visitors.
So now you have like an idea that it's better to be placed on a high-ranked article, like a backlinks first, and then in a parallel to build some...
Because if you will ask me this question 2 years ago, I will say that it's better to buy 10 articles with $100 instead of one article for $1,000. But right now, situation is critically changed, because if you targeting on be visible not only on a Google, but also on a generative search engines, in this case, yes, it's better to buy one more expensive article But one article is not enough, of course. So this also will influence on extending of the backlinks budgets.
Yeah, I have a feeling that for new products, it's now like the game changed and they don't have a really easy plan how to do it in terms of a go-to-market as we had it before. So it's a lot of changing rules, and they need to be creative into the understanding how to move forward.
Yes, agree. Agree that the players that is placed on a Google for long period, that is already a long period on the market, they have more beneficial positions in LLM systems, because they historically they collect much more data about them. They have much more mentions about them, and these tools or startups already placed in lots of these hundreds of these listicles, and this is much more beneficial in comparison with the new players. So we can say that new players will have more hard task, more hard home exercise.
Yeah, we spoke a lot about ACR, but if you speak about PPC, do you see any correlation in terms of, I don't know, startup phase, or, I don't know, amount of investment for sure, but it's more on the latest phase? Like it's always a trade-off. ACR, it's good, but it's a long run. PPC, it's easier to get traffic, maybe to get the feedback, but it's not sustainable. You always need to,
Yep.
to have this budget and spend it every month. Do you have any recommendations or any ideas how to combine or what to start with?
Yes, of course. What we can say about pay-per-click, right? First, pay-per-click become more smart. What it means? It means that Google, in a time when the AI systems make the huge evolution, all the systems like Google, Meta, they start to use this AI lots of in their advertising systems. And for example, if we're speaking about Google advertising, we can separate Google advertising right now on the two types. One type, this is classic search campaigns. This is very close to the SEO, because you make this keyword research, you bring the visitors on a direct keywords, and it's mostly, it's really expensive. Because all the clicks on the classic search campaigns on the good keywords are super expensive. The reason is that this is always auction. And if you have lots of players that want traffic on this keyword, it will be also really expensive. But this is mostly interesting traffic, because it's traffic with a direct intent when people search in best productivity software. So, and the other type, this is not keywords campaigns, and it's more interesting because Google have these performance max campaigns right now, and these performance max campaigns are in the biggest part automated, and Google use all the placement that is available for him to place this performance max. And using this AI system, AI agentics, they try to make these campaigns really smart. But on all our experience, we can say that everything should be tested, because sometimes it's work great, sometimes it's not working at all. So how this influence on Google Ads? I believe that Google drop in their incomes because they also show the advertising on an informational search. And when the ChatGPT collected a huge amount of informational queries from the Google to their systems, I believe that Google drop in the impressions and clicks on advertising. But right now we see that, but it's still the biggest part of Google incomes. And I believe that the Google pay-per-click never die with the Google. I believe that ChatGPT is preparing his own advertising system to monetize this traffic. In this case, I think that this market will be quite stable, but it will become more expensive even right now, Because right now, one click on a software development company in the United States could cost $35 per click. And
Expensive.
yeah, but
business.
it's super expensive. And even like clicks on something not something very simple, like a local services, like I don't know, window glass replacement in Chicago, it costs $5-7 one click. So in this case, I believe that it will become even more expensive. I think so. We are going to extend our pay-per-click department because this will always working, I think, in a Google. So the general idea is that Google, the advertising will continue. Will be continue one of the most effective channel, but it will become more expensive, I think. Same in the meta, because maybe you remember the times when on a $10 you can make 100 clicks in the meta. But right now, approximately the click could cost like starting from $1 to $10 in the meta. And when you're getting such clicks from Google with a direct intent, in comparison, Facebook never will make you the search queries advertising. They are always showing by interest, by audience you are choosing, and this always like a roulette, because you never know how this campaign will perform. So in this case, from the meta perspective, I can say that you should run more amount of tests, and this will also have direct influence on the expenses.
Okay. Yeah. I also remember you told me about that you had one, it's probably legal startup, and you needed to generate as well a lot of a content, and you understand that it's really hard to write with the writers, and you figure out how to do it with AI somehow. Can you tell? Because I think it's really interesting story, because it, besides it's influencing the PPC and SEO, it's also influencing content management. And if you need in one time to generate hundreds of articles, in one way, you don't want really to do it with only AI, because you don't know how it's ranking with Google. But another time, if you have a budget and would like to expand really fast, you need to have hundreds articles and really fast, and you need to find some kind of alternatives for that.
I will propose to separate the content part on the two different types. One type, this is something that we are naming programmatic SEO. And let me explain a little bit what is programmatic SEO. Simply, for example, you have the company that is doing this window glass replacement in Chicago, for example, and you have how it's working. This local businesses, how is SEO working in the United States? That you should build a separated page for every suburb. Because when people searching like a window glass replacement near me, and this person is right now in a Arlington Heights suburb, Google tried to show him exactly the companies that have Google My Business accounts or have the pages exactly about the Arlington Heights. So in this case, usually you have to develop from 10 to 2,000 pages with approximately same content, because you could not write for 2,000 pages unique content for window glass replacement. It's a bullshit.
It would be really hard.
Yeah, it will be really hard. And it's not necessary. So this is something that we are naming programmatic SEO. When you should build a huge amount of typical pages that is very similar by design, structure, content, and only contain some differences that is related to the location or type. For example, you have appliance repair, right? And this appliance repair, you have appliance repair, Samsung appliance repair, LG, Philips, and it's approximately same content. So this content, on my today's opinion, could be generated by AI. And additionally, if we are speaking about technical content, for example, you have a product, you have a wash machine, right? And this wash machine have some kind of instruction or explanation or description. I believe that this description, for example, and this wash machine is placed on a 10,000 e-commerce web stores. You could not write the unique content here because it will be complicated, it will be quite hard, and it's not possible usually. But this technical content could be generated. This should be not the same as the main factory have it, but you can generate with the AI. So I believe that programmatic SEO could use AI generated content. I believe that technical content should be used with AI generated. But secondly, second part, this is content for users. And this is articles, this is reviews, this is the guides. And when ChatGPT become public, because, for example, we are using ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, but OpenAI models systems yearly for content generation. But when ChatGPT go public, everybody start to use it. And the amount of generated content in the internet jumped 100 times or 1,000 times. And right now we see the rollback. We see that the content that is totally generated with the AI not ranking well. And a huge amount of good content that was generated with the AI systems right now is not ranking, even if this content is good. So in today's world, I believe that first, this content for users should be generated by good experts. Everybody should remember about EAT. This is authority, expertise, trust. So the content should be generated by experts. First, could the experts use ChatGPT as a draft? 100%. You have to use it because this makes your work much faster. But you could not drive and run the 100% AI written content and believe it will rank fine. You can use it as a draft. You can use it to build the pieces of content. You can use it to generate images. So you can use it as your helper to write the content. But the final version of content should be done by yourself, by this expert. And right now, such kind of content we've seen lots of times when the content 100% generated in comparison with the user experts built content, Google prefer expert built content.
It's really interesting. Now I'm thinking about like a landing page about go-to-market strategies and what I am doing. And when I built it, I also shared with different friends, like, can you give me a feedback? And one of the main feedback was, oh, it looks like not ChatGPT, but it's really good because everyone started already to realize what kind of a content it's LLM generated. And it feels like that you need to have some personality behind it, because otherwise it started to be really plain and easy recognized for everyone.
Yep, agree. Okay. Also, we forget to mention that there is, on our opinion, there is present some markets and types of businesses that will not be influenced by LLM systems. And first, what we think, this is local businesses. Because every time when you search, I don't know, some local services like appliance repair, right? First, what you need somebody who is close to you. And the mostly fast way how you can find it, this is Google with the Google Maps. And also we know that Google have such algorithms at Google Penguin, and they usually try to show you the company that is placed mostly close to you. And for example, in our statistic, for example, we have a huge customer that is running realtors platforms in United States. And 3 years ago, the standard request, they take a traffic, it was like best realtors in Nevada, or realtors, real estate agent in Arlington Heights. Right now, if we will compare with the types of queries, nobody search Arlington Heights, nobody search Nevada. The 90% of search query is near me.
Okay.
And when near me, on my area, near me, and of course Google show different pages. They identify from which location this person is searching. And for example, if the person is searching from Denver, they try to show him the pages that contain best real estate agents in Denver. So how's this influenced? And in this case, what is happening? When the person is going to the ChatGPT and write real estate agents near me, ChatGPT, what he have to do? Identify his location. And I don't know, do the ChatGPT could do this? So this is one point. Secondly, people using Google reviews. We know that Google passed a huge evolution of his reviews. And this evolution contain different types of stories. Contain dark story when you have like a bot farms and you generating these reviews. But right now we know 100% that Google evaluating all reviews very, very closely. And it's very hard to generate fake reviews. And Google banning, penalizing for fake reviews very strongly. So, and I think this have a huge influence, because right now, if you're a wide business, you do not play this dirty game with the fake reviews, because the risk of penalties is very huge. So what it means for simple customer, for simple visitors, it means that when they read your reviews on a Google My Business, it's very close to the truth. And I think this market will be not influenced by ChatGPT, because people will choose the restaurants not according of ChatGPT recommendation, because what's the opinion of ChatGPT? Who evaluating these restaurants? But they will use the humanized reviews on Google My Business. This is the first. Secondly, I believe that this will also keep for product searchers. And you know that last years we see the increasing of market, something what we are naming Google Shopping, right? And right now it's one of the mostly effective type of advertising, Google Shopping in a pay-per-click. And but in the same time, Google have such a thing as an organic search on a Google product, on a shopping products. And for example, for last year, we see that Google make a lot of tests integrating the shopping results on the main search engine result page. And they combining, right? They trying to include some pieces of products near me, the fast pickup blocks. When, for example, you buy bicycle and they showing from where you can pick up this bicycle today, for example. So I believe that this market will be also increasing and continue increasing, and organic shopping will increase in clicks, visits, because again, when you ask ChatGPT, what is the best bicycle? So ChatGPT can recommend you what is the best bicycle in his opinion, where to buy it. But I believe that lots of people simply love to shop. Mm-hmm. And this is not exactly, because yes, we have the part of audience that want to make this, to buy very fastly, not to spend on this time. But the biggest part of people love to shop. This is a part of process when they want to choose by themselves. according to reviews, what they want to do, what they love. And I think this market will not be influenced by ChatGPT so strongly.
I even see the correlation, like, yeah, you're speaking with more like a more physical businesses. I do agree, but I even see it in the software that now, for example, as I'm located close to Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, it's a lot of agencies, a lot of experts. But now, as I'm building community in Almere, I see that sometimes owners come to me and tell, I want to have someone near me. Especially after the COVID, I would like to sit together in the office physically and to build strategies, to have this face-to-face cooperation. And usually, like a software business, it's always online, and they are selling online, but they start the same to search like a go-to-market agency near me in Almere. What is really a fresh idea, I would say. Before, I've never was thinking about it. They really want to have someone close to them, that they have this feeling that they are moving fast and they are extending their business with some partner who is physically close to them, and they have this face-to-face cooperation.
Agree. So I think this will not be influencing. But in the same time, I think that people still search in the ChatGPT go-to-market strategist in Almere.
Yeah, I don't know. I will check.
Who is the go-to-market strategist in Almere, or best go-to-market strategist in Almere? So the part of people who is using ChatGPT is a simple search increasing. So in this case, this is main objective, to be visible. One more restriction for you guys from us as experts. You should know that, for example, ChatGPT crawling the JavaScript front-end website a little bit hardly. And for example, technical aspects also influencing this and have the strong points. For example, if you have the browser-side rendering JavaScript front-end on Next, React, Angular, you should be ready that your website will be crawled more complicated with the ChatGPT. In this case, you have to prepare such a special file, LLM.txt. And this LLM.txt is not something like a robots.txt. It's like a text file that is contained the short explanation about your pages. You place here the list of your pages, and you place on every URL what this URL speaking about in a simple way. But of course, it's like it's a trick. It's not something that AI system want to see. In this case, the trend is the simple websites. Build it, or if you're running the JavaScript website, remember that server-side rendering worth its money.
I think that when startup, even now I'm thinking, okay, I need to have a landing page, a couple of them, and then I start to understand, okay, what I need to use. So from a technical SEO perspective, what would be your recommendation for startups to be simpler and easier ranked after? What they need to choose? Maybe some constructors or...
My recommendation will be quite classic. This could be WordPress, but WordPress have a lot of trick things. This could be WordPress with the custom fields. It's important, not complicated with lots of plugins and etc. This could be Webflow. It's quite simple also for crawling. Of course, this could be some builders, but as a result of this could be any kind of system, but as a result, you should have send to the browser a clean HTML structure. So in this case, there is no matter what front-end system, back-end system you will use. Keep in mind that front-end should be clean and simple.
I do remember you did a technical evaluation of Synto, so we had 40 pages around, and then we got 55 technical recommendations, and we even never saw that 40% of for a request it's not succeeded. So we had some kind of a technical problem on a WordPress, and almost half of our traffic so users cannot even open the website, and it's not really easy to track himself, especially if we are more focused on a technical part, like to do the product. And when we think about the website, usually for tech teams, it's something we need to do later, or something we will know when we will do go-to-market fit. And I always tell a team that, okay, even it's two of you, even you just started the research and you already know what kind of a product you are building, you right away need to have a clean website with a positioning, and you need to understand in terms of an ACO perspective how to do it really, optimal. Because otherwise, tech people stuck so hardly into the tech things, and they so love these technical capabilities, they really underestimate the positioning, ACO, and PPC, which can actually bring customers right away. So
you're 100% right, because even it doesn't matter from which channel visitor will come to your website. It doesn't matter. Should ChatGPT, Google direct traffic, your website should be fast, clean, easy to open, understandable, with a clean informational architecture, with understandable data, without technical issues. Because it doesn't matter from in which system user finded you, but the final stage where he drop in, this is a bad website.
True. So, as a final thought, can you give some, top 5 recommendations for this year for the companies, if they have ACO or think about ACO, or what regarding the PPC, what they really need to think about to be on track and not to lose the traffic because all of changes and AI
of course.
things.
So I will start first. Concentrate your efforts around transactional commercial keywords, and concentrate your efforts around building convertible data. So, I mean, from conversion perspective. Secondly, if you are doing the PR activities, these PR activities should be combined with classic link building. So keep in mind that the best PR activities will be right now the link insertion, or building your own listicles, or insert your articles or your links in a content that already have a high positions, even if this will be expensive. Third, when you build in the content, build the content with the best old SEO practices, because nobody changed the basis. But also keep in mind about these answer engine optimizations. So the content should be built with the experts in the right way, with the right structure, with the right architecture. So this process become more complicated. Fourth, same as usual for last 10 years, build a clean, fast, easy scan website, because this is a basic. Because if Cloud or ChatGPT could not crawl your website, you will never take a traffic here. And the 5, do not hesitate to use agencies and go-to-market strategies, because this will increase your chances to be visible.
Yeah, I do agree. I will also complement it because sometimes our audience is also really techie one. Don't underestimate what actually ACO and a good go-to-market strategy can bring to you for the market growth and for the company growth, because it's great when you have a great product, but it's pity if no one can find it and can use it. So yeah, I think that's all. Thank you very much for this conversation. I also get some kind of new things I need to learn for this year for my clients, and yeah, let's be in touch.
Thank you for nice questions and for good collaborations.
Thank you.
Thanks.